How's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have Gideon with us, and he can say his name and what he does in the band.
I'm Tyler, and I play guitar in the band.
Awesome, Tyler. So this is going to feel like a repeat because we changed out batteries, so we're back onto this new one. But how'd you start out the band? How'd you get your members?
Well, the band started when our old guitar player and our drummer, Jake, were in high school. They'd known each other for a long time, so they just they started this band. I think the guitar player kind of got our drummer into the band, was like, hey, they were already buddies since 4th grade, and he was like, you got to play in my band, let's go. So he let him join the band, and the rest was kind of history until I met Gideon, and I think it was 2010. We played a show together, my old band. They're from Alabama, I'm from Nashville. And we just kind of came together, became good friends, and played 7 tours together across the country. Whenever they were looking for dudes, my band had broken up and Dan's old band had broken up, so we just kind of joined in with the band at that point, and we've been trucking along for a few years now like that. And our bass player currently played guitar in Those Who Fear. We knew him from that, and also just he lives 2 hours from me.
Oh wow. Okay.
So my old band, and even Gideon, we used to play in Chattanooga, and that he would come to the shows, and we've kind of known him for a while. But just recently, we're like, hey, what about that guy?
So it's a natural fit for the band.
Yeah, it was another thing. Yeah, it was another one of those things that just kind of made sense. And I probably had hung out with him the most out of everybody, and I was like, guys, he's really a chill guy, so let's just give him a shot. He kind of came up from the same time and same bands that we used to play with, and
so it works.
Yeah, it worked out. And we've played with Those Who Fear, on Face Down Fest and stuff like that. And he's always, he's familiar with everything already, and then he's been playing for a few tours now, and so we got Caleb, we got Luke, he's my buddy from Nashville, and we got Dan and Jake and myself. Yeah,
I think it's always cool to have that sort of familiar aspect, like we were talking about before the thing cut.
Yeah.
But I think it's always cool when a band kind of comes together naturally. Mm-hmm. And I've been following you guys since the first record too. So that's always for me as an interviewer. I always in those little tidbits that typically people wouldn't get. So
yeah,
we've had cool.
And we have had a good amount of member swaps back and forth here and there, but and it always seems to work best when it comes from something close like that, when you've toured with a guy and you've seen him play his instrument, he's familiar with everything you're doing,
and it makes sense.
Yeah, and it just makes sense. So
Awesome. Well, my next question is, you guys have been touring around the states, the world. What are some favorite venues you guys like to play shows at? Or even when you're at home, what type of venues do you go frequent?
Yeah. My 2 favorite back home are The End and Exit In, for sure. The End is both of them are very historic. The End was built in, the stage I believe was built in the 80s.
Oh wow.
For punk. I have a family friend who was into punk music back in the 80s who helped build the stage at that point.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's been around. It's kind of a staple live spot. And the same thing with Exit In. It's kind of a bigger version of that. Any artist you can think of, mainstream or otherwise, has probably been through there at some point, and they've got everybody's names painted on the walls.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a really good spot. I've seen a lot of good shows there. And man, I think probably the coolest venue that we played though in America was probably straight up a House of Blues or something. We played a Houston House of Blues one time a few years ago, and that was one of the nicest days we had ever. It was a very cool venue. But yeah, we've all got a lot of favorite spots, whether Chain Reaction is one of them. It's kind of a given.
Spots, yeah,
kind of a given. But playing anywhere in Southern California is always cool. Glass House, I think. Yeah, Glass House might be one of our faves. We've played there a bunch. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, my next question is, what are where was the last show I guess you went to or you attended?
Yeah, I definitely went to Warped Tour in Nashville. That was the last one I went to see. To see a lot of bands, but I missed pretty much everybody except for Kubla Khan. Which I was really, that was
the number one.
The number one I really wanted to come and hang out with. Knocked Loose, I really wanted to see those boys too, but we got to hang out afterwards. I just missed their set, but saw Kubla Khan and I think like Motionless in White, and that was like all that I ended up catching. But yeah, I think that was the last one. It was pretty cool because in Nashville they put it at like a fairground.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And it's always just kind of been in the big open area of the fairground, and there's a racetrack there.
Oh, wow.
But this year they put all the stages like
out
on the racetrack, basically.
Oh, really?
Like in the center of the racetrack.
Oh, that's cool.
When you go to a stage, you got to walk over the track.
And that's it.
To get to the middle. Yeah. That was pretty cool. Yeah. It's pretty nice.
Nice. And like obviously you guys were on Warped Tour for the past couple years, so like what does it mean that like Warped Tour is ending? Obviously it's like a huge staple, but like what were some of your takeaways with it like kind of ending out?
Yeah, man, honestly my biggest thing is just, and all of us I think, is just that we're so grateful to have been able to do it. We did it one time, and it was 2016.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
we did 2016. I hope.
I think it was 2016. I'm pretty sure.
We did 2016. And the fact that it's ending, it's really sad because we had such a great time and we really wanted to do it again, and it didn't work out for us this year. Everybody's gunning for the final year, and it's just it's a hard tour to land anyway.
Of course.
It's just everybody wants to do that tour. I think I'd speak for everyone when I say like we're kind of sad, but we're also very, very grateful to have been able to do one of them. Have that under your belt.
Of course, yeah.
That's like the thing you go home and tell your aunt or whatever that doesn't know about metal music when they're like, "What are you guys even doing?" You're like,
and then
we
tell
did
them
Warped Tour,
the biggest
like,
tour.
Oh, yeah, I know that tour. Yeah, so it's great for that kind of thing.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it was great for us as a band too. Like we got a lot from that. Like we owe a lot of our, I feel like it helps so much to be able to play for that many people, and just to be associated with Warped Tour has bumped us up in a way.
Awesome. Well, my next question, probably the most important question you're going to answer. What are some of your musical influences? And I guess you could speak for the band as a whole, too. Yeah,
for sure. For the band as a whole, what we pretty much strive to, we try not to rip off any bands, but it's metalcore, so you can't go. You can only go so far. Yeah, but our biggest influences by far would be like we have a 3-band list. That's like our main 3 ones, and that would be Hatebreed, Bury Your Dead, and Seven Dust. Those 3 bands are like our biggest musical influences. Whenever we're stuck on a part, I can go to any Bury Your Dead record and be like, is this the same tempo? Let me just kind of see like how they got from this part to that part. It helps to do that kind of stuff. That's definitely where we draw a lot of our influence. Me, like personally, like there are a lot of bands that influence me like guitar wise, but I think bands like Misery Signals are a band that I try really hard to pull from, because I feel like they really got melodic metalcore better than anybody maybe ever ever again. You know what I mean?
True.
Very closely rivaled by Counterparts in their current state right now, but so I think that's a really, that and Bury Your Dead. I mean, Meshuggah is a huge band for me, like tonally and rhythmically. Like I try to think about it a lot, but we draw from everything that we can, and I know like lyrically it could be anything from old country music, which it happens to be a lot of times for our drummer Jake writes lyrics, and that's a big part of his musical influences, old country music, outlaw country, and just like lyrically they had a very unique special thing, and if you really pay it attention, which not a lot of people listen to our genre and that genre, but if you happen to, you can see the parallels. Like he borrows little things as like a callback to Merle Haggard or like whatever it may be.
Wow.
You know, like we've got little lines that were borrowed from old country music and all throughout our music pretty much. That and like stuff like Kendrick Lamar, who has like a very pattern-wise, it's
like percussive.
Yeah. He's got a very rhythmic cadence to his like to his flow, obviously. And so we take a lot from that too, and various other rappers, because they kind of have that like bouncy feel that we try to go for with our music. They do it with their vocals, so it's nice to have that. Yeah, we use it just to try to bump up our rhythm. You know what I mean?
Would have never expected that answer, but that's so cool, because like
it's
out of the box thinking,
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'd say it's in the box for us, but you know what I mean. It's like it's probably unexpected for people, especially for people who may listen to only this kind of music or who are really on it right now. You know? But yeah, you got to take, if you're passionate about something,
you got to draw from.
Yeah, you got to draw from it. And maybe not everything works, but we try to find a nice little balance where can we fit it in there, because it makes him happy, it makes us happy. It's where we all came from. We're all Southern. We may not be like the most Southern dudes you've ever met, but we all grew up in the South.
The South, yeah.
Deeply. So yeah, it just makes sense for us. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, my next question is, what are some of the bands that you've been jamming on the road?
Oh yeah.
Like in the van currently.
Yeah. There's. Let me think. What would be the best example? Because there's so much new music coming out right now, and I haven't been driving, so I haven't been picking.
So you haven't
music.
been.
Yeah. I'll say this. Yeah, exactly. I haven't been able to curate the last. We've only been on tour for about 5 days.
Yeah.
But I know. We've been listening to this country artist named Morgan Wallen. We've been listening to him a lot. He's got a new record out as of like a month or two ago. Okay. Listening to that a lot. We always find ourselves listening to Varials and Kubla Khan on tour. Just when we need something to pick us up and keep us awake. Both of their latest records are incredible. Man, there's so much more. I wish everyone else could chime in on that. Yeah, but yeah, I've been laying low in the back. So
there you go.
Yeah,
awesome.
Definitely those, and the new Drake record too.
New Drake record. Yeah. Okay, awesome. My next question is, I know you guys don't really typically do covers, but if there was a song that you guys would wish to cover, what would it be?
I have a personal want to cover Diary of Jane.
Nice.
Breaking Benjamin. Yeah. And who knows, maybe we will cover a song one day soon. I don't know. We have sometimes we get messages online like, hey, come record a song, just for free, for fun, like, come on. And who knows, maybe one day we'll actually take that up and record one for fun, just out of nowhere. So
well, if people watch this, maybe that might happen. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But my next question is, you guys are on the road, you guys do a bunch of touring in different spots. What are some favorite foods you like to eat while you're on the road? Or at home?
Yeah, for sure. We definitely have a lot of spots, like when we hit certain areas, we're going to that spot, a big one, not a huge one, but Pittsburgh, we love going to Permane Brothers. It's kind of a maybe a cliche thing, but they have a really good sandwiches. Chicago, we always go to Chicago Diner, which is a vegan diner spot.
Okay.
That just has some of the best vegan food in America, I think. Last time we were in Philly, I went to like an awesome vegan Philly cheesesteak place.
Yeah, I tried that. That's awesome. Yeah.
Really good. We've got all kinds of spots. I think overall our biggest common ground with food is just probably burrito places.
Yeah.
Or Thai food. Like Thai food is kind of the one thing I know we can be like, if there's a Thai restaurant across the street from the venue, like we probably round everybody up and get over it for sure. Yeah, everyone's always down to get some Thai food.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, my next question is, if there was one person that you wish you could collaborate with, whether with Gideon or by yourself, who would you want to work with?
One person.
Doesn't have to be one person.
No. Somebody. We've been talking about how we thought it would be cool to collaborate a little bit with LeJohn from Seven Dust, the singer.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Haven't really figured out if how we would work it out or anything, or where we would fit it in yet, and maybe not, maybe it won't happen, but that's one that we've always kind of been like, man, it'd be cool if he would do something with us. It's really hard. I mean, our dream guy would have been Jamie Josta to do a part, and then he's done it. So you know, I almost want to just hit him up again and be like,
do another one
on the next record. But now we don't have to have guest vocals. We don't want to like oversaturate it. But you know, we just like collaborating. So
I feel like on the last record, Cold, like you had two,
yeah,
and they were both phenomenal. So
dude, thank you, man. Thank you.
I definitely liked. I was never like the biggest Knocked Loose fan, but I think you turned me into a little bit more of a Knocked Loose fan now.
I will say, like, I've noticed from comments, and I mean, it's overwhelmingly obvious that a lot of people are that you either love his voice or you don't. Don't. Evidently, because people love to talk bad about his voice, and I think he has the best voice. And Brian, if you're watching this, you have the best voice in hardcore, so quote me. Quote me on that.
Quote him.
No, I've always been a huge fan of like yelling vocals. Even me, personally, when I first started, all I could do was vocals like what Brian does, and that kind of maybe it just made me develop a taste, and maybe that's just something that hasn't reached a lot of people. Who depends on where you start. To get to Gideon, you know what I mean? It depends on if you. You know, it just really depends on where you
You
start.
just dive right in immediately.
Yeah, if you dive right in, you might not get it. I think that people just don't get it. You know what I mean?
I could see that. I could see that side of the fence for sure.
Like, go see them play live, and then if you don't get it, then fair enough, I guess.
I guess, yes.
But it does hurt my heart every time I see those comments, because to me, I mean, I just have to assume they just don't get it. You know,
they probably don't.
Yeah, but I do understand. It's a little harsh to the ears if that's not your cup of tea. Maybe it's an acquired taste. But they're doing really well, so.
Shout-outs to Knocked Loose.
Shout-outs to Knocked.
But my next question is, if there was another musical instrument that you wish you could play, what would it be?
Saxophone.
Ooh, okay.
I know you probably weren't expecting me to say that.
I was not. I definitely. Yeah.
No, I've always loved jazz music.
Oh, okay.
Cool. And I like drums too. That probably would have been my second my second one. Like I understand drums, but I don't and I played when I was younger. So that's probably the more realistic one. There would be like, I wish I had time to practice and be good at drums. And that's cool, but saxophone's the real
deal.
Yeah.
Real deal.
Like, I can solo on a guitar and make it sound beautiful, you know, if I try hard enough. But there's just something about saxophone that really just like shows a lot of emotion in what you're playing that I just love about it. It's something about the vibrato, something about the tone. It's warm, you know. So that's my answer.
Maybe it's a B-side Gideon track
maybe.
with sax. There's a sax solo.
Yeah, I've been scouring some Craigslist trying to get a good cheap one, but they're not easy to find, like an okay one. So maybe one day I'll get into it.
Maybe one day we'll have to check back.
Check back with me in like a year, see if I've done anything with it yet.
With the saxophone?
Yeah.
I'm a massive nerd, so depending upon how you answer this question, I'll be surprised. If there was one video game character you wished you could be, who would you choose?
Probably Cloud from Final Fantasy.
Oh, classic.
Just has the coolest sword.
True.
You know?
You're right.
He just got a cool sword, and he's got cool hair and a cool outfit. You know, I don't know. I'm kind of partial to him, so probably Cloud. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Our next question is, in your opinion, who puts on a great live show in terms of bands that you've seen?
Definitely Chamber, the band that's
really?
Okay. The band that plays first on this tour, and probably by the time this video is out, everyone will already know, because I know it's gonna blow up.
They're gonna blow
fast. Yeah. But that band is I've known a few of them for a long time, especially their drummer. He's like one of my closest friends back home.
Awesome.
And I back him super hard because he's my friend, but I also back him super hard because he is like just an incredible musician. So that band is, and a lot of people might come to these shows thinking like this is a new band, it's not going to be like as sick as the other bands, but they're really hard to follow for all of us because they're the most.
They're tight.
They're so tight. Yeah, so tight, so talented. They play their stuff perfect. It's amazing.
Awesome.
So check out Chamber if you're listening to this.
I'm definitely going to go check out Chamber after
yes,
this.
right after.
But my next question is, since you're talking about awesome live bands, if you guys could compile a dream tour, who'd be on it?
Dream tour. I would love. I mean, I know it's like far-fetched, but
Nothing's far-fetched.
yeah. I mean, I would love to just do the big new metal bands package. You know, like Korn and Slipknot would just be that'd be a dream. Yeah, just to be able to watch them that many times, really. You know, but I'd say like probably those. If it was like a big lineup, the best I can imagine would be Korn, Slipknot, maybe throw in Hatebreed and Seven Dust in there too, and we got a tour. We got a real tour.
That is a real tour
Yeah.
with Gideon opening. Ooh,
Yeah.
that'd be tight.
Or headlining, who knows? By that
Yeah,
point,
definitely.
we'll
Yeah,
see.
your guys are on the top right
Cross
there,
your fingers.
headlining
Yeah.
above Slipknot.
It's possible. No.
It could happen. You never know. But my next question is, what are some of your favorite TV shows and movie? Our favorite TV show, favorite movie.
Favorite TV show, favorite movie. I'm a big Game of Thrones fan.
Of course.
I feel like you know, who's not really.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just really good television. You know, I'm a big fan of that as far as current television. Movies. Recent movies or just any movies?
Why don't you do one past movie, like all time, and one recent movie?
Yeah. Okay. Well,
It's a little easier.
yeah. Black Panther was a really good
Sick.
movie.
Okay,
It was
yeah.
a very good movie. I loved the whole. I don't know. I just got such a cool feeling inside watching that, and just wondering what life would be like if that was like some sort of African history
Yeah.
instead of what we have right now. You know, and it was just a beautiful movie. It's a lot of good symbolism and a lot of good lessons to be learned, and really cool. That was one of my favorites probably this year. And then my favorite movie is The Fifth Element. I'm really into sci-fi stuff. That's good.
It's that Posty.
Posty. Shouts to Post.
Shouts to Post, yeah.
Huge fan here. Yeah, The Fifth Element's my favorite movie. It's
Okay,
it's
cool.
an older one with Mila Jovovich, or however you say her name. Yeah, that's my favorite for sure.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. If there was one album that you wish you could bring with you for the next 30 days, that was the only thing you listened to, what would it be?
For the next 30 days?
Yeah, next month.
Whew. I'd probably pick the Drake album right now because
Really?
it's
Okay.
long. For the next 30 months,
Yeah.
30 days. I wouldn't say like it's not Desert Island album or anything. It's but I really like it, and I feel like I need to spend a lot of time with it. You know what I mean? Because to really grasp everything. Previous records I've spent like too much time listening to them, but you know, it seemed like I didn't really fully catch everything until I listened to it like 30 times or whatever, you know.
Oh, I know the
and
feeling.
I'm not there yet with this album, so 30 days, I could probably do it. Yeah, I'd probably do that. Yeah.
Sick.
And hopefully, I mean, who knows, I would maybe hate it after the 30 days, but I might not.
Might love it.
Might love
Yeah,
it.
Who knows?
Yeah.
And lastly, tell them about your band Gideon, where they can find you at, and anything
Yeah.
coming up in the next couple months.
Yeah. Well, we're on everything. It's like Gideon AL on all ALs in Alabama. So Gideon AL on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, well, all this. We're going to the studio soon.
Sick.
We just recorded 2 songs like as singles that we haven't put out yet. Playing one of them tonight.
Ooh.
Actually going to wrap up in the morning. Like tomorrow morning, we're going to wrap up the final vocal stuff that we have
Cool.
we have left on those 2 songs. We're going to the studio later this year. Just gonna spend as much time as we can on it and make sure everything's right. So we don't really have like not even a tentative release date yet, but that's pretty much the rest of our year is doing a couple international tours. We're going to Australia with Polaris and The Devil Wears Prada, and doing some other stuff that's not announced yet, but more international, small international stuff. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what we got coming up. Keep up with us like about when the record's going to come out and how much I'm not sure how long it's going to take to finish it, but we're working hard on it.
2019
So,
tentative.
yeah, 2019. Yeah.
So,
it'll be out that
awesome.
next year. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, go check out Gideon. Cold last year was one of my favorites.
Thank you,
Probably
man. Thank
top
you.
10. I told Polaris too, they're top
Thank you.
10 as well. But
Yeah.
definitely
Really
go check
good.
out Gideon. Like, I think Cold is their best work so far. So
Thank you, man. We think so.
I
Yeah.
definitely feel like you should go check it out. Links are in the description where you can find out about Gideon. And if you live internationally, go out and see them because they rip it. So go check that out. And if you enjoyed this interview and all of this New Jersey action, make sure to subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and share it. And thanks to Tyler and Gideon. Come on.
Yeah. No problem, man. Thank you.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.